to get some people going on here. Let me get this color thing right and a few other things, and we'll be. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. We'll wait a couple of minutes. So we got on here now. It says we got one person on here. Usually it takes a while for the people meter to catch up. We usually have more than one on here, even though it says one. Let's see. We'll wait a couple minutes. We're up to 3. Hey, Robert's on here. Let's see. All right, and we got, let's see, Robert's from Lebanon, Pennsylvania, close to Hershey. I got a friend of mine out there, actually, in that area. I haven't been out there in a while. So we got 11 people on here. And who else we got on here? We got 12 people on here now. Let's see. We got Pete from Brisbane. We got Australia on here. And we got Ephraim Dunlap. What up, Steve? Philly in the house. Okay. We got Robert Hillier. Evening to you, 12 hours difference, 14 people. If you guys want to start up the conversation, you can just shoot any questions at me. We can talk about any subject you want. It's fine. We did this last night too. I'm gonna do like some surprise ones during the week sometimes, every once in a while. So let's see, Michelle Galero is on here. Let's see. Who else we got on here? I know we're up to 16 people. And let's see. Michelle, where are you from? Usually we don't have too many. Let's see. I know you, Michelle. I think we've talked before, now that I think of it. Let's see. Keith Trask. Hi, Steve. 3 p.m. UK. Listened in last night. Yeah, I remember. I think I saw you pop up last night. I'm not sure, Keith. I'm not sure if you spoke or not. I know I've seen your name before pop up. Let's see. Yeah, whenever you guys want to start shooting questions, we can get going here. I did a couple of videos out walking today. We were actually able to get out of the house today. We're up to 20. Let's see. Justin in Arkansas. Okay, Michelle's from Manila. Okay, Brooke's back in. Okay, how you doing, Brooke? We're gonna be doing that video next week for you. Okay, just FYI. We're up to 22. We're just waiting. There we go. Here come the questions. Robert says, does the government send you your checks directly to you there or to your bank in the States? Actually, my pensions from the municipality, they go right into my bank. All my checks go right into my bank account back there. I don't get any SS or anything like that. I do get a small disability check, but that's about it. And I get my pensions, and then I get the AdSense too. But I get some checks, but like I said, they all go into my account. A good amount of my money is really from AdSense. We get a good amount from AdSense. Steve, what is your opinion about how soon the Philippines will open, and would a 2022 opening be much better? I think it'll open. I think it'll open this year to a certain extent. They're going to do that green lane thing. It's just a question of how they're going to do it. I'm sure they're going to mess up at first. They always do. And then they'll fix it as it goes, So you have an account here in the U.S. Yes. I use Western Union to get my money over here to BDO. But yet, you have to have a U.S. account, okay, when you live over here. It's just kind of like the way the world works. You know what I mean? I highly recommend keeping things there and having an address back in the States, too, for a lot of reasons. Whether it be a virtual mailbox or whatever, because you can get virtual mailboxes and they'll scan your mail and send it to you by email. These companies that do it, okay, and they don't charge a lot, okay. Keith says, I like the videos when you are out and about. Gives us an idea where you live and what we might discover when looking into settle. Still planning on March 22 to move. Yeah, Keith, I try to do more videos today. Let's see, we went out to the mall the other day, and we got kicked out of the mall. You know, not kicked out of the mall, but stopped from videotape. And the guy told us we can't videotape. And we did about half the mall, okay? And I wanted to do the first floor, which is the most important. And what was funny was they were allowing people up on the third floor to film up there when they were doing vaccinations and stuff, but they stopped me from doing videos of the stores, you know? And those are the videos that are up right now, actually. So just FYI, you might want to check them out. You'll hear the guy talking in the background a little bit. Okay, let's see. Brooke Schneider says, I told my girlfriend you would stop by the store. She is looking forward to meeting you. Put a good word in for me. I will, Brooke. I'll actually try to pop my head in there, you know, and see if she's in there. So, she's right across from my barbershop, Ernie's. Okay? That's my barbershop. I go to Ernie's. And Fib Ab says, what do you do about clothing over there? I know you can't purchase pants or shirts my size there. Actually, they have a thing at like a section of SM called Maxwear. And I went there the other day, and I'm actually wearing one of their shirts, okay? Because I can't, you know, I'm just an XL. And XL over here, even a 3X doesn't fit you. And it's not that I'm getting larger, because I haven't gained that much weight. I've gained a little weight, but not that much. And let me tell you, like, I went into the Maxwear. They're all American sizes. So I got the 3X over there, and it's loose. I like my shirts loose anyway. You know, and it's comfortable and it's long, because I'm 6 feet tall, so I like having the longer shirts. It just looks nicer and stuff. It's more comfortable, kind of loose fitting. Let's see, Pastor Ruben's on here. How you doing, Pastor? Let's see, Pete Moscat says, I plan to come over as tourists to be with my fiance to extend my stay to keep over there. What visa costs are involved? Let's see. If you extend your stay, I'm not sure, because it's different, like for a month. And I never did the tourist visa thing, you know, so I really can't answer how much it costs for like the tourist visa stays. It's not that much. It's very cheap, you know, so, you know, that's about it. But you have to have a throwaway ticket to extend. You know, when you come here, you have to have a ticket. A lot of people don't know that when you come here, you have to have a ticket showing you're leaving in 30 days, even if you're not. So I tell people, get a ticket to Singapore, someplace close by that's cheap. Don't get a round trip ticket or something like that. Just FYI, because they're going to say, well, you have to have a ticket showing you're leaving within 30 days. Even though you're staying longer, you still have to have that throwaway ticket. You might want to study about throwaway tickets. Let's see, Buzz Driver says, Thailand and the Philippines will be open when they open. There are dozens of countries that are open and are much better than Southeast Asia. Yes, there are, you know, but it's not the Philippines. I mean, a lot of these guys are really heads, you know, their head is set on coming to the Philippines. They want to come here, you know, and the other places don't offer a lot of the things that those other countries offer. I mean, I used to go to Belize, and I love Belize. Belize is awesome, you know. Let's see, Keith Trask says, I use Wise for transferring money around the world on an app easily. Charges reasonable and very secure. Yeah, I like Western Union. You know, when you use the app, it's cheaper too, Keith. Just a FYI. You know, I don't have a problem with Western Union. I actually like it. Buzz Driver says, hey, I just hit 500 pounds on the bench press for the first time since 2010. There we go. Let's see. The lockdown was great for me. So you've been working out then, Buzz Driver. I haven't been able to get out of the house much because they weren't opening up the park. But the park, I found out, was open today. So I went down there and I actually cut a couple of videos there. And they come out pretty good. So we're going to have some videos from the park pretty soon of me walking around down there and talking and chatting and stuff like that. And I'm going to do some more from down there too. And I'm going to do some from, I think I'm going to do a couple from the provincial capital too, which would be kind of cool, you know. So, and that's not too far from me either. I can actually walk there. Let's see, Road to the Philippines. Hello from Pleasant Hill, Missouri, USA. Danny here. How you doing, Danny? Chuck says, hello, everyone. Let's see. Brian Adamson says hi, Brian, from in the UK. Weather warm, no rain. That's good. I like the UK. I like Portsmouth and Weymouth. I've been to those areas, in Salisbury. Let's see. Justin in Arkansas, Schwab Checking and some other banks will not accept my UPS mail store address that is on my DL. They want verified residential address, not a known mail forwarding mail drop. Yeah, Schwab is kind of funny because they check on stuff like that. And they don't like you to do ETF stocks and stuff like that. So you need to have an address back home, and you should be using VPNs when you do trading. Okay, just FYI. Okay, Justin, use a VPN and use like a family address or something like that. If you're gonna do trading, that's a whole different ball game. You know, even for like the Schwab checking. But my bank would accept the other addresses. That's what they told me. You know, so, but yeah, as far as like trading accounts, that's a whole different ball game. See, Longleg says, I watched your video on Magic Jack phone, but I'm not sure what kind of a phone to buy for the house that can be forwarded to a cell phone. What do you use? I use a regular I don't understand what you mean by forwarded to a cell phone. You know, I use Magic app most of the time, Longlegs, and Magic app is Magic Jack. Okay? When you put the app on your cell phone, you have it on your cell phone. There's no need for any other phone in your house, because you can use your cell phone as the phone. So you have two phone numbers on there, and it'll ring your phone once you set it up, notifications to notify you when a phone call is going through. You know, but I have a regular jack also on my computer. It'll ring on my computer and on my cell phone at the same time, and it'll actually ring my iPad, all three at the same time when somebody calls. Just FYI. You know, there's no forwarding needed. You know, it's an app on there. I put the app, like I said, on my iPad and on my iPhone, and it's called Magic App. If you can't find it, go on the Magic Jack site or look up Magic App, and or look up Magic App download, and you should be able to find it. It's easy. David Berman, you are right. The countries that don't have extreme poverty, brownouts, or crime rate the PI has, and they are open. Yeah, it's kind of sad that the Philippines is slow. It's kind of the bureaucracy here, the way things work, unfortunately. You know, I mean, I know what you're saying. You know, a lot of other countries are opening and stuff. Let's see, Gizmo says, just opening up in Thailand. How about the Philippines? Any chance this year? Cedric, please. I think this year, yes. Let's see, we're up to 59 people. We got 61 now. Let's see, 61 and 6 thumbs up. Let's see, David Berman, the road to the Philippines is a simp channel. Okay, I don't ever watch the road to the Philippines. I don't watch any of the other channels that much. So I just don't watch them because, you know, I don't want to be competing with them. I want my channel to be my channel, you know, coming with my ideas. So I very seldom look to see what other people are doing, you know, it's just the way I work, you know. I think it's better that way too. Let me see. Let's see, we got, are you the bloke in the $70 a month apartment? If so, you're an inspiration. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, it's actually 65. It's $65 a month. That's me, you know. And yeah, you can get them over here in Tracy Martires. There's a lot of people over here, you know, that have places for rent. There's actually 4 coming up down the road. They're going to be less than $100, I can assure you of that. And, you know, you might have to have a flush toilet put in there or something like that. Most of them lately have been putting in flush toilets. So I don't think that's going to be a concern. And you have the faucet near the floor, and you can hook up a shower in there. So don't worry about a shower and don't worry about a toilet. That price is the price, and you just need to put an AC in, and that's it. Really, really good, you know. Let's see. We got 11 thumbs up, 69 people on here. Let's see. Lincoln Dotson, would love to see some rental videos from you. P.S. Can you get Kingsford charcoal? You don't need Kingsford charcoal. You can get charcoal here at any of the stores, Lincoln. Also, we do have rental videos on here. You have to look. You have to go back into my videos. I just did one the other day. I showed one being built. So Lincoln, you might want to go back into my videos because we do have a lot of rental videos. Go back and you'll see them. They're in there. Let's see. Eno Cleo says, hi, Steve. Eno from London, UK. Love your vlogs. Keep them up. You're doing a great job. Thanks, Eno. Let's see. Duke Carter. Good job. Thanks, Duke. Jeff Poy's Adventures. Hello from Texas. Let's see. Dan Moore says, hello. Just tuning in. I loved your SM video. Are you going to do the other floors? I actually just loaded it up, Dan. We put in we did the third floor on the first one, the second floor. The second floor, the guard stopped me and we stopped halfway. So we're missing one floor of the mall and half of the other floor. So we got 1.5 floors done and the other 1.5 aren't done, which we can't do, unfortunately. So just FYI. So they won't let us film in there. They told us. Let's see. What Eno says, what I dislike about the Philippines is a lot of nice beaches. You have to pay to use them. It's totally unfair to local Pinoys. That's not totally true in some places. In Batangas and stuff, it might be somewhat true. But there are beaches that you can go to. But yeah, there are a lot of private beaches. You are right on that. But there also are a lot of places that you can go where you don't have to pay. I've been to tons of beaches. I never had to pay. You know, the PI has the worst food and woman in all of Asia. Okay, we're going to start with that again. Let me get this guy. We're going to put him in a timeout. You know, we want to start with the negativity. Michael Lee's in the house. There we go. How you doing, Mike? I'm finally catching one. Hey, Steve. Let's see. Justin in Arkansas says, Schwab Investing accepted my UPS. They did not. My UPS address, they did not care. Only months later, when I opened a checking and savings, did Schwab want a home address. I am in the woods with no home address. Okay. I use my sister's address, and it works for me, you know. Jade, and I have Ameritrade, which is Schwab, too. It's the same as Schwab. They're owned by the same place. JD says, good morning, Steve from Texas. We'll be joining you in the Philippines to retire as soon as it opens. Amphib Av says, I noticed on the road to Tagaytay from Manila, they had some interesting flowers, strawberries, honey, coconut selling on the side of the road. Is Tracy Martira's flower country? No, not really. I wouldn't call it flower country. We're close to Tagaytay. So we get a lot of plants over here. It was actually in the video today. There was a place in the mall that was selling plants, and I videotaped just about the whole store, and they didn't seem to mind me showing that, you know. So you got a really good videotape of plants today, if you go onto my into my video today. And I did actually have 2 videos up today. Paul Osborne says, I noticed that most PH apartments and houses have an outside dirty kitchen. Do you have one, and how much do you use it? Actually, we cook out there. And we have a microwave in here and a toaster oven and a fryer later and all kinds of stuff in here. You know, we have 2 refrigerators full of food. But we use the outside for frying eggs and things like that. Anything you fry, we cook it outside. You know, and they cook fish too, so it's good that they cook it outside. You know, so... Steve, how does the private school situation look there in the Philippines? Is the quality of the education better in private or public? I'd say that the private schools are a little bit better. I've seen both private and public here, and I've worked with people in the public schools here. So I mean, for my little boy here, and the public schools are good. Let's see. Hunter Biden's meth mouth, it says. Thanks for donating to my father's campaign. Who the heck is this guy? Another one. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. I was surprised when you're discussing, Steven says, I was surprised when you're discussing if you could come to visit and live in the PI. If you're older, you don't say one big warning. If you get a medical trouble, you too have to be able to endure. Let's see, Stephen. A 24-hour flight with connections back to the U.S. and the airlines, you won't let you board if you think and see you're having medical problems. Flights are a fortune. I don't know what you're trying to say, Steve. I'm trying to figure it out here. It's the way you wrote it, I think. Don Murphy, hey Steve, great vlogs. I am looking at Cebu or Tracy Martinez. I get about 4,000 US dollars a month. Let's see, and in good health, but will buy an insurance plan pesos. I can self-insure to about 680,000. Think I am good? I think you're good. Sounds good. $4,000 a month. You should be able to. Your budget should be able allow you each month to put more towards your self-insurance fund. Okay, which you should be doing in case you have to use it once and you have more in there. Okay, but if you have the peso plan, it's going to pick up most of those costs unless you have something major. So most of that money, you know, it'll probably stay there. It's you know, you'll be pretty good. You'll be safe. 4,000 a month is excellent here. Trust me, because I'm about there right now with everything that I have. You know, between my municipal pension, my 403b, and the other stuff that I have, and with the AdSense, I'm about there. You know, I'm really close. But a lot of it I save. You know, because you can't spend it all over here. It's pretty hard. You know. The $2,000 to $3,000 range is where you're going to spend it. When you hit 4,000, it gets hard to spend, so I just save it, you know, or I use it for mini vacations and stuff. Dennis McLeod says, "Hi Steve, watch and like all your videos, and I appreciate the great advice. Hoping to come out in about 4 years. I'm in the planning phase right now. Keep up the great work." Yeah, Dennis, I started about 4 years out planning. You know, you should be, you know, definitely do a lot of planning on what kind of visa you're going to get. Look into the Philippine Retirement Authority. Okay, they have a website, and you can look into their retirement visas. Okay, Dennis, you might want to check them out. And if you want to talk about that, you can email me at steven5975@yahoo.com. Okay, and I will, you know, send you my number, and you can talk to me, and I can give you a heads up on the different types of visas they have too, and I can actually help you with those. I'll help you get a agent and everything. Okay, my agent doesn't charge. She gets paid by the PRA for helping you. So, cons 2911 for schools. Private is often better. Save a few. For high school, private is better, maybe, except for science, high school. But that's just based on what I know. Let's see. Willie White says, "Good day. How you doing, Willie White?" And Kevin, North Carolina camper. "If you wanted to hire someone to do yard work or help you with the heavy project, how much would it be per day?" Well, it's pretty cheap. You know, I mean, I pay people around here, and people volunteer to help me sometimes, and they refuse to take money, my neighbors. And sometimes I'll give them, like, I don't know, 300, 400 pesos. That's $6 or $8. You know, and that's a good wage over here, believe it or not, for the day. Okay, just FYI, if you're working like a 10-hour day, then it's going to be more, obviously. But, you know, and it depends on how dirty the job is, things like that. You know, I give them more. I mean, I like to give people a fair wage over here. I don't think those are fair wages that they're paying people over here. So I feel bad for them because I'm making good money. You know, I'll pay somebody a good wage. You know, Justin in Arkansas says, when Geo had his Schwab account suddenly closed for not living in the U.S. It concerned me. I opened Fidelity, who does not care since they are not a bank. Getting cut off from my money is a big concern. Yeah, I can understand that. You know, I don't worry about it because I have a U.S. address, Justin. You know, so it's my sister's address, and they send most of my stuff there. So just FYI, you know, I mean, it's good to have an American address and use a VPN too, just to play it safe, you know. Text Symbol says, the number one reason by far that you guys go to the Philippines is the women. If they weren't so easy, no Westerners would move there. I wouldn't say that, Tex. You know, I mean, a lot of people come here for different reasons. I see some people here that don't have girlfriends. There's also a lot of mission workers that come over here too, that's come over here at older ages, and they stay over here just to help people, you know. It's not, people think that that's all there is to it. There's more to it than that. I think it's also the cheaper living and stuff too. Dino Villamore says, hi Steve, I just retired a few months back. I plan to. Let's see, Gerald B says, the problem I am having is my money going from US to the Philippines on a monthly basis. I am in New York and Philippines National Bank won't even answer phone or email. Yeah, Gerald, when you come over here, open a bank account once you have you're here for a while. Open a bank account at BDO and just transfer it over through Western Union. You can transfer it through Western Union, or you can just use your ATM over here. I mean, just find a bank over in the United States that will refund your ATM fees. You'll be fine. There's all kinds of ways to get around all that stuff. There's so many different ways. I mean, I've talked about a lot of that in my videos and stuff like that, but you can get around that. Don't worry about that. You can transfer it right to your bank over here. Jeff Hamilton says, what local and international bank do you recommend? I recommend BDO, and as far as an international bank, I mean, I use a credit union, Jeff, so I don't use international banks. There are international bank accounts you can use anywhere in the world, but you have to have a large sum of money in there, just FYI. And you can walk into any of those branches, like a Wells Fargo type bank, something like that. International accounts are expensive, okay, but they do have them. But I don't recommend them because, I mean, I use my Metro Credit Union account, and it's fine over here, and they do transfers for me. There's no issues, and my credit cards, stuff like that. Never had a problem, as long as you tell the credit union that you're going to be over here and you're going to be out of the country for a long time. No, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Let's see, Chuck 555 VPN, Magic Jack, and a mail forwarding address is what I'm researching. In the VPN, I use Tunnel Bear, okay, and they give you so much free VPN, and if you need more, you can pay like $60 a year, I think it is, or something like that. Now, Magic Jack, that's easy. You just buy the Magic Jack, and then you also get Magic App. Magic App comes with Magic Jack, and it's just Magic Jack on your phone. So if your computer phone rings from Magic Jack, your cell phone will ring because of the app also. So as long as you have data on your phone, or cell or Wi-Fi or whatever, it's going to go through your phone. So you really don't need the jack at some point. It's good to have, so you can have a phone at home, and if your girlfriend's home, she can pick up the phone if you don't pick it up while you're out traveling around in a jeepney and you can't hear it. Just a good thing to know. And it also has an answering machine too. So, and it has text. Okay. Daniel Moore. Let's see. Oh, wait a second. Chuck asked about the mail forwarding address. Mail forwarding address. Somebody just mentioned in this before that one of the companies, I guess Schwab, knows about the mail forwarding address things. They want an actual home address. You're best to have a relative or something, or a friend that you can use their address, okay? And just make sure you change it if they change their address. I use my sister's address, so I'm good with that. Let's see, we're up to 82 people, 29 thumbs up. Let's see, Dan Moore says, hey guys, be sure to press the like button. Thanks, Dan. Dino Villamore, live in Cebu City beginning January next year. Hopefully, hopefully. Or live in Cebu City. Okay, not live. Stephen N says, if you become sick and injured of your health is quickly degrading, how can you endure a 24-hour trip back to the U.S.? I wouldn't. Why would you do that? Much better South America if you're elderly. No, Stephen, this fine hospitals here. De La Salle University Hospital is a fantastic hospital. It's really close to me. So I mean, yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying, and most of the hospitals over here suck, because they do. But I mean, it's not what most people make it out to be. I'll be honest with you. J.C. Watt says, hi from Nashville, Tennessee. There we go. Nike dry fit t-shirt or 100% cotton t-shirt. I like cotton myself, but that's just me. I know they got the other special shirts and stuff like that. Dino Villamore says, what can you do advice about stock trading daily? I like my ARK investments. I have a new one. It's an artificial intelligence stock. Let me see if I can find it on here. Let's see. Hold on one second. I'll tell you what it is right now. Okay, it is. Hold on, gotta get to the bottom. It's AIEQ. AIEQ. It's an artificial intelligence ETF, and it works pretty good. Let's see. Don Murphy says HSBC is a good bet. Cheap to use branches in the Philippines, all over the USA, a real national bank. But I think HSBC, don't you have to have an international account to use that outside the US? I'm almost sure you'd have to. Don Murphy, because most banks will tell you, because they have Wells Fargo here and Wells Fargo in the United States, and they have a lot of other banks here too. But if you try to, take money out of your Wells Fargo account, it's, you can't do it over here. It just doesn't work. So just FYI, Don. Let's see. Don Murphy says card works here, account in Canada. Yeah, usually you should tell your bank if you're going to be here for a while, though. Let's see. Don Murphy says, Steve Caps, I wasn't looking. Okay, no problem. Cons 2911. There are good hospitals not in the province, but if it's critical, then it's safer to go there than travel 24 hours. Yes. Yeah, if you have an emergency, I'd rather go to one of the crappy hospitals if you have to, but why live near a crappy hospital when you can live near a good one? I mean, I live fairly close to what do you call it, the one in Dasma, De La Salle University Hospital, and that one's fine. It's actually a really, really good hospital. They have good dentists in there. All the doctors are excellent doctors in there. Okay, just FYI. Let's see. Dino Villamo says with U.S. equities. Okay. I kind of lost you on that one a little bit, Dino. I hope I answered your question. See, SL123 says, it's crazy the difference in labor rates here, U.S. versus the PI. A licensed electrician's plumber, etc. for 1 hour is about $200. You're right, man. People here get robbed. It's crazy what people get paid here and what they have to live off of. I really feel bad for like McDonald's workers, because McDonald's workers over here, people at home are asking for $15 an hour and they're getting like $7 a day over here. So just FYI, when you complain back home about your wages at McDonald's, think about the poor people over here, because they're getting half an hour's wage over here for a full day's pay. So, I mean, that's sad. Prairie Mock's on board. I am late. Big birthday party. Leech on grilled large fish jaws and goat stew. It sounds like fun, Prairie Mock. I don't know if I'm too game on that one, but I guess if that's what you're into. Goat stew, large fish jaws, and leech on. The leech on's okay. Brian Adams says this is 100% cotton for clothing and Egyptian cotton for bedding. Yeah. It keeps you cool and allows your body to breathe when it's hot. Actually, I just have the AC on. I don't even worry about it. Don Murphy says, thank you, Steve. Gotta run, liked. Thumbs up. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. We got 40 thumbs up on here, guys. Let's see. Rike says that of any vlogger here that has lived here less than 5 years is a newbie. That's a bunch of bull. Because, I've been in and out of here before. And this is my second rodeo, too. And I think when you've been here for 2 years, you pretty much got it down. And if you don't, you got problems, really, you do. If you don't have everything down after about a year and a half here, then you got problems, Maybe you shouldn't be here, I mean, I researched this place for 4 years before coming here, so that's why I know a lot of the answers. I really, and I had already been here, but I wanted to research it more to make sure that there was no way I could fail here. And, I've been really lucky with that, so. Let's see, Cons 2911 says, for McDonald's, for example, 1 hour in the U.S. is a full day wage in the Philippines. 1 hour. Yes, it's true. Half an hour's pay is a full day's pay over here. So Vince Petrie says, hi, Steve, this is Vince in Texas. Just happened to catch you live again. Thanks, Vince. Welcome aboard, man. Let's see. Jack says, Red Sox suck. No, that's not true. That's a good way to get blocked, Jack, but I won't. Let's see. Robert Hillier says, in the fast food industry there, Most require a 2-year college for what? To flip a burger? How sinful. I don't think that that's true because there's a lot of people that are going to college, and I don't think you have to have 2 years college. Maybe it's true, but I've never heard that before because I've seen people that are working over here. They don't have 2 years college, and they're working in the fast food industry over here. So I don't think that's true in every McDonald's. Maybe in some of the McDonald's you've gone to, but I don't think that that's totally true. You might have to be going to college. That's about it. I think they use it as a way to help people go to college here. Ernest Connell says, is the PI government really looking out for their people, or are there major issues? Major issues. They're trying to look out for their people, but they just don't have the wherewithal to do it, nor the money. Mickey Mason says, good evening from Northwest Florida. But let me say this, Ernest. They are building houses for people here, and they're trying to get people housed here in their own homes. And they really are working on doing stuff like that. The problem is the people that are out in the streets and stuff that I worry about. Those are the people that really need the help here. Other people need the help too, and it's good that they help those people, but the people in the streets are the ones that really need the help. Let's see, Northwest Florida, we've got Mickey Mason, Tennessee Traveler. Let's see. Tennessee Traveler says, I use Wells Fargo, no account fee with direct deposit. Remits have much better exchange rate with a $4 fee per remit up to $3,000 per day. And I have to check into that remit thing. I haven't used that one. I usually use Western Union, but because I've had luck with Western Union, you know. Tom Pierce says, sorry I'm late for class. Good morning. How you doing, Tom? Late for class, huh? Leonard Marlin says, hello, Steve. How you doing, Leonard? Stephen N. Don't you have to leave the country and come back? Where do you go? I don't have to leave the country at all. You know, I've been here for over 3 years, and I haven't left since I got here. And I don't have any intention on leaving here, but that's under my visa. I can stay here as long as I want, forever, till the day I die. You know, under the retirement visas, you know, you don't have to leave. You don't have to come and go. You just got to pay $10 a year for the visa I have. For other visas, it's a little bit more expensive, but I get the special courtesy visa, so it works for veterans. And it's actually really cheap, too. I have a couple videos on that. Leonard Marlins, my sister was going to college to get her teaching degree while working at Jollibee. Yeah, a lot of people do that over here. You know, they take a McDonald's job or a fast food job or whatever. Tennessee Traveler says, from what I heard earlier, Remitly exchange rate today is 47. Wells Fargo is 47.70. That's pretty good, man. I heard they hit 48 the other day. I was really surprised because it's supposed to be dropping, and I think it will eventually. It's just a matter of time. I don't know why it's going up, which is kind of strange. Paul Osborne says, my plan is to self-insure. I will get the PH Peso plan to make sure any hospital admission, they then pay the hospital costs out of pocket from 50K fund. You know, Paul, let me just say this. When you do get the Peso plan, for like $25 more, you get the access card, and they pay the hospital directly, up to $30,000, I think it is. If you know, so look into that because they have an access card, and if you go to an accepted hospital, one of the hospitals that work with Pacific Cross, you just flash that card and it pays them directly, so you don't have to worry. I've actually used it before in a hospital. And it paid my emergency room stay, but it didn't pay some of the things that were outpatient, but it paid the inpatient things, you know, and it paid for the emergency room, you know. But some of the stuff was outpatient, so they wouldn't cover it. But unless you have outpatient, but outpatient has to be covered out of your pocket and then submitted. But if you're inpatient, the access card covers you. Just FYI, Paul. It's a good thing to know. That's why I tell people Pacific Cross is like the king of insurance plans over here. There are other ones that will work with the hospitals too, but they're few and far between, and you really have to do your homework on those because some will tell you that they do, but they don't. You know, just FYI. Jack Mayhofer says they just opened a Jollibee in Torrance, California a few weeks ago. I have driven by there a few times and there doesn't seem to be anyone there. Yeah, Jollibee is opening up in California because there's a lot of Filipinos there, and also in New York City, I think they're opening up too. Brian Adams says, I think college in the Philippines is normally a requirement. but you can still work without it. However, in the UK and US, you can find work a lot easier without college. Well, without even a high school diploma in some cases at McDonald's. Stephen N., did you have to invest to get that visa? I had to put $1,500 in an account, but that's because I'm a veteran. It goes up to $10,000 to $20,000 for non-veterans, okay? And you have to be 50 or older at the current. Right now, it's 50 or over. The one that used to be for 35 to 50 or something like that, I don't think they're going to reopen that one. So just FYI. Prairie Mark says the U.S. dollar has went up the last few days. Yeah, it has. That's a good thing, Mark. Let's hope it keeps going that way because I'm hearing bad things about the dollar. Kevin NC Camper says a teacher may make the best girlfriend in the Philippines. If they have summers off and long vacations during the school year, you could travel together, plus she has a college education. Thoughts? Yes. Teacher would make a great wife over here, a girlfriend. Yes. Excellent. I live right next to a teacher. She's a great woman. She's married to this guy, and my goddaughter is her daughter. And, you know, she's almost like my sister, you know. But, yeah, I know a lot of teachers here. They're very nice people, too. Very nice people. Dino Villamore says, Steve, you're doing a great. Keep it going. Thanks, Dino. Appreciate it. Amphib Av says, Steve, I know shaving cream, toothpaste, and aftershave, things like that, are crazy expensive in the PI. I always take a suitcase full when visiting PI. They all love it when I do. You know something, Amphib? You know what I do? I use an electric razor. And it's like the best thing I ever did, man, was switching over to the electric razor. Although you get a better shave with, you know, using a regular razor, electric razor is great, though, because you just get up and you just rub it on your face and takes it all off, you know, and it works okay. It's not as great as it's not as clean as a regular one, but it's good. Tom Paris says, I am finding that selling off my possessions is a liberating feeling. Less stuff, less stress. Get rid of all your stuff before you go so you don't have to look back. You know, Tom, you're right on that. I actually want to do a video on that. And you're 100% right on that. When I had a room full of junk, I had guns, I had everything. And I mean, I had a whole safe full of collector's guns, like Derringers. I collected Derringers. I also had some rifles too, like old Mausers and stuff. I liked them to collect them. I used to shoot them once in a while, but it was more about collecting the Derringers. The Derringers were all collectibles. And let me tell you something. I miss those, but like all the stuff that I got rid of, I went down to 2 suitcases and a carry-on when I came here. Everything else I gave away or sold. Most of the guns I gave away to Lawrence police officers back in Massachusetts. So if you're ever in Lawrence, Massachusetts, know that the cops are pretty well armed, and if they lose their first weapon, they probably got a backup. You know, so just FYI, because that's what they want to use the Derringers for. They were all asking me about them, so I gave them to them. I gave them to them for free. I didn't sell them to them. They were good guys. They're good friends of mine. You know, I compared. Let's see. Cons2911 says I compared remitly and transfer wise. Wise is better in the exchange rate. I compared them a few times different days. Okay, that's good to know, man. You know, Leonard Marlin says, what is the cost for Pacific Cross? It varies by age, man. If you contact me and give me an age, Leonard, at Steven5975@yahoo.com, I can look it up for you, and I can give you the costs and everything. Actually, Leonard, just ask me for my phone number. You can call me up, and I can look up things while you're talking to me on the phone, and I can give you the dollar one, the dollar Pacific Cross thing that they have, and I can also give you the peso plan, and I can give it to you with access and all that stuff. And I can tell you how the plans work and stuff. But if I don't have your age, it's kind of hard, and I can't really do it right here because all that stuff's in the room right now. Actually, some night I should do that on here. You know, just have everybody give me their age, and if you want to get the Pacific Cross, you know, next time I do it next Saturday, I'll try to remember that. That might be a good thing to do, and I can look it up for people. Keith Trask says, Cons291, same from me. Fuzzy says, with your visa for the $1,500 deposit, do you also have to show a monthly deposit? Yes, of $1,000 per month. And if you're married, it's like $1,500. Okay, just FYI, Fuzzy. It's not that It's pretty. It's a lot of hoops you got to jump through to get it, but it's well worth jumping through those hoops to get it. Because after you jump through those hoops, you never have to worry anymore. I mean, every year you got to pay a $10 fee, and that's it. You know, and I call them up. I pay the $10 fee for the card, and I pay for the shipping to get it to me here. I don't even have to go in there, and that's the great part. You know, so just FYI, Fuzzy. You know, if you need some more information about that, just feel free to email me. Again, it's Steven5975, Stevens with a V, at yahoo.com. Okay, and you can ask me any questions you want. My emails, I'm a little slow answering them the past couple of days because I've been running around doing a lot of stuff. But I will answer those probably tomorrow. Okay, just FYI. Brian Adamson says we have Jollibee in Liverpool, UK. I have been there, but not quite the same as in the Philippines. Yeah, they're going out all over the place. Wherever there's hospitals filled with Filipino nurses and stuff, they put them around there. You know, and that's what there's a lot of Filipino population starting to grow all around the Philippines, and it's good for the world. It really is. You know, Filipino people are great. I remember living back in Massachusetts, and there was this Filipino lady back in Haverhill that went to church, and she was like the nicest lady in the church. She's the sweetest, nicest lady you could ever ask for. Jack Mayhofer says the country where the population watches the most porn per capita is in the Philippines. Maybe that's why there are so many brownouts. I'm not even going to answer that one, Jack. Vince Petrie, did you see meeting between Cebu's Governor Gwendolyn Garcia and Duterte administration? She sure put them in their place on Vlogger Grandpa. I actually didn't see that because I don't watch Vlogger Grandpa. I have watched a couple of his things. He's a pretty good vlogger actually. He's excellent. But no, I haven't. I did hear the story though. You know. Let's see. Kevin NC Camper says if you sell everything before you move there, you better be sure you want to stay there. I guess it makes sense if you visited for a month or two before liquidating. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I was already here before, so I kind of had a feel for what was going on. I know what a third world country is like. I've traveled to Belize and stuff like that, and I know what to expect. You know, I know it's what you make of it, you know, and that's the thing. Let's see, Gunny John's on board here. Surprisingly, a lot of Filipinos here in Boston, big medical community. They have a store in Quincy that ships using LBC, a lot of Filipino products. Yeah, I heard that. Gunny. Jack Mayhofer. Every time I go back to the U.S., I buy lots of clothes and electronics. I am 6'7", 310, and it's hard as hell to find clothes here unless you buy knockoff clothes. Are so expensive. Jack, actually, I went to. They have a thing in SM called Maxwear. Okay, go to the department where they sell clothes, and it says Maxwear. Okay, and I just went there today, and I'm 6 feet, and you know, I wouldn't consider myself like I used to be I'm like an extra large back in the States, but like I'm a triple X large, but it's up to my belly button over here because the people are so short. So I went to Maxwear because the lady told me, she goes, go check out over there, and all the clothes fit me perfect, and they're kind of longer, and I like my t-shirts a little bit longer. It just looks nicer, and they're comfortable, and they're kind of loose fitting, you know, and they fit me good. And I'm wearing one right now. It's a 2X, and it's actually, you know, too big on me. And I actually like that because I'm just an XL in the States, you know. But over here, XL is like triple XL, and even a triple XL doesn't fit you sometimes if you buy a Filipino T-shirt over here. Paul Osborne says, FYI, many USA Medicare plans, not all, will pay medical costs for first 90 days in PH. Yes, they will. However, you must pay first and submit the bills to Medicare, but you'd have to leave every 90 days then. That's the problem, Paul, you know? So, I mean, it's kind of a mute point for most people over here because most people come over here and they stay, you know? So that doesn't work here. There used to be travel insurance that some credit cards had, and you could use the travel insurance for up to a whole year. If you jump from country to country to country to country, you could keep it, and they would pay for anything in a medical emergency. So it worked out pretty good for some people, and I know some people that used it, and it worked out well for them. But then now they're stopping it because of the quarantine that did everything. Everything that happened with COVID messed up all that stuff. So all those things are gone now, you know. Let's see. Tom Pierce says, "Where is the best place to park my 10K emergency fund so that I can get it necessary when I'm living in the PI?" You know, Tom, that's a good question because this is the way I answer that. Okay, and I've had several people ask me that question. And this is my plan. Okay, I have it in my on my ATM at my bank back home, and if you call them, usually they'll let it go through if like a hospital charge goes on there or something like that. But if they see that's coming from outside the U.S., my bank already knows that I'm outside the U.S., so they'll let it go through. And I called them and asked them that. So they would let any charge go through, especially from a hospital or something like that. You know, so that's usually not a concern. Just let your bank know that you're outside the U.S. and you know you want to make sure that if you use your ATM in a hospital or something like that, that it will work. If the bank says it's going to work, then it should. The worst that can happen is they can hold you till nighttime, and then you use your Magic Jack on your cell phone, like I have, and then you just call them on your data and say, "Hey, listen, this here won't go through," and then tell them you want it to go through, and you're going to recharge it again, and they'll let it go through. They will let it go through because I've heard of people doing it before. So it does work if you do it correctly. You know, just make sure that the bank knows where you are and where you live. You know, but if it's Charles Schwab, don't let them know. You know, or just tell them you're going to be out of the country for 6 months or something like that, and you know, do it that way. That's what I would do. Let's see, Gunny John. Hi Steve, I've been watching you every day, but on my TV now, so I haven't been able to comment. Well, it's good to see you on here, Gunny. Tom, let me get back to you on that also. I want to say one more thing before I leave that, and that's this, is that everything doesn't work perfect over here. I mean, sometimes, I have answers for some things, but that's the way I would answer that. Okay, it's like the best way I can probably answer that, because for some people, some things don't work sometimes. You know, it's all about making sure you talk to the right people when you're leaving the U.S. and talking with your bank and stuff like that. And I had a sit down talk with my bank for a good hour to make sure that I was comfortable and felt good leaving. Because if I didn't feel comfortable with the banking situation, I wouldn't have left. And I'm lucky that I know people in my credit union too, so that helps a little bit too. Let's see. Ronan Dude says, "Hi Steve. How would you compare Philippines with Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia from a Western retiree's point of view?" Well, I'll tell you. I think the Philippines is great for prices. I think Vietnam is great for prices. I haven't been to Vietnam. I've had friends that have lived there. I've had quite a few friends. And Thailand, the same thing. Indonesia is very, very cheap. All those places, Malaysia, I would say all of them are good. But the Philippines offers you English, and that to most retirees means the most, okay? As far as like infrastructure and stuff like that, I would say the other countries are better, okay? As far as prices, I would say that Philippines might be on par with like Vietnam and some of the other countries, but the Philippines just has something here. There's a lot to offer in the Philippines, I think, and I think housing here is a little bit cheaper than some of the other places too. And like I said, the English, you know, so that's the way I feel about it anyway. You know, I don't think, I'd love to live in Vietnam or Malaysia or Thailand or any of those places, you know, but they don't speak the English, you know. But I think they're beautiful places. Jason Will, Jollibee is in several states already. They plan to have 200 in the U.S. by next year. They own 2 U.S. companies, Smashburger and Coffee Bean. That's interesting, Jason. 1 million says, you seem like a genius guy, Steve. Great of you to provide info for us. Thanks. Good therapy for non-travel. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And we did about 4 years worth of research before coming here. I highly recommend that everybody does research, whether it be on YouTube or whatever. Do research, you know, on everything before coming here. There's a lot of paperwork, a lot of banking stuff, all that stuff that you have to look into before coming here. It's not just hop, skip, and jump on a plane and, you know, willy-nilly, and you land here and you say, you know what, I'm here, guys. It doesn't work that way. You know, though people do it, and some of them end up paying for it later, unfortunately. And we have a couple here running around now. We got one guy from Alabama and stuff like that that's running around here and e-begging and everything else. Let's see. Stephen N says, "What was your work before you went to the Philippines?" I worked as a school safety officer in Massachusetts. I also worked doing security work on weekends. I also worked as a therapeutic mentor, working with special needs kids and stuff like that, and kids with issues and problems. So, and I also worked like doing like big brother, big sister stuff, things like that. Let's see. Cons 2911. Smashburger is owned by Jolly Bee. Wow. I knew about the other one. Let's see. Stephen Kasiazek. Did you get the COVID vaccine? How is the process going? Actually, Stephen, we just did a video on that. If you want to see how it's going, watch the video, because the video starts off in the vaccine center at the mall, and you can see it's not doing good. There's not that many people there, and you can see the people walking around. I filmed upstairs in the mall where they were giving the vaccines, and there wasn't many people. Interesting to see though. You may want to check that out. Please check it out. I think it's the mall one, the longer video. There's two on there. It's on the third floor. Okay. On the second one, that's where I get caught by the security guard and asked to shut off my camera. So it's not on that one. It's on the other one. Okay. Steven says, did you get the COVID vaccine? How is the let's see. I didn't get the COVID vaccine, Steven. Let's see. Steve Ricard, compare Philippines to USA for deaths and cases of coronavirus. I don't know what the number is, to be honest with you. I actually hear about people getting this Chinese shot, and there's supposedly 3 in this area that have died from the Sinovacs, Steve, and that's what I heard the other day, So, and it was somebody in the family knew here, and they said it was definitely from the shot. It was a reaction to the shot, so that was from the Chinese shot. Paul Osborne says, for larger expats, would it be cheaper to find a tailor in Cebu City or Manila? No, Paul, you just go to Maxwear. There's plenty of clothes there that'll fit everybody. Maxwear, right here in Tracy Martirez. Maxwear is right inside the SM Mall. It's like a department for people that are like a little bit bigger or taller or whatever. There's people over there. I was watching people shop over there that weren't even that big, that were like my size and smaller, and they were shopping in Maxwear, and I was looking at him saying, "What's this guy shopping in Maxwear?" And he was trying on the shirts in there, and he says, "Wow, I've been looking all this time for a shirt that'll fit me," because he said that the shirts there are too short, and he wasn't that tall either, and he was in Maxwear and he was buying clothes there. He was getting 2X, So look in Maxwear. Maxwear, like I said, I got this shirt here. Look, it's loose, and it's nice. It's comfortable, Let's see. We're up to 115. We got 48 people on here. 48 thumbs up. Let's see. Moving large sums of money, it may get flagged, possibly delayed, as it may get flagged for money laundering. Not illegal, but I think it might get scrutinized. I'm not 100% sure, but a heads up. I move large sums of money, and sometimes they stop it because they think I'm getting scammed by a Filipina. And when I call Western Union, a Filipina answers the phone every time, and I explain that I'm shipping money. Like usually I send it to my girlfriend, to her account, and because she's the one who pays the bills, and sometimes it gets flagged, sometimes it doesn't. And I call and I tell the lady, I'm with her right here, and she asks me for some information, and she lets it go through. So it's usually not that bad for if you're moving tons of money all the time. Yeah, I don't know how the guys that are living on like $7,000 or $8,000 a month, and there are some people over here that living on $7,000 or $8,000 a month. They have really good pensions and stuff like that, and they had really, really good jobs, and they saved all their lives, some of these guys, and I've seen some of them, and they say that they hit that threshold each month because they're only allowed to send so much, and I guess they get stopped by some of these places like Remitly and places like that, TransferWise. I don't know why, but they say that they managed to get it through after a while, if they just have to call them. But it's a hassle, Let's see. Steve says, large Americans should lose weight and live longer. You're right. I was actually out walking today. I got these, I showed these teas, I think, the other day. They got these teas here for losing weight. They come from the US. They're supposed to be pretty good. I'm going to start taking those. My girlfriend's on it. My girlfriend's daughter's on it. She says they're both losing weight. Let's see. Cons 2911 for clothes. Use Balak buy-in box and send it to the Philippines. Such a big box should be enough. I think it's 24 by 24 by 24. Yeah, you can do it that way too, but you don't have to. You can buy them over here. It's not a big deal. Jack says, I'll check out Maxwear. Yeah, it's called Maxwear, okay? It's really good. I didn't know about them. I just happened to, the lady happened to turn me on to Maxwear. I thought it was some crappy brand name or something like that. So I walked over there, started looking at the clothes, and I was like, wow, I like these. These are nice. They had some really nice stuff over there. You know, it's comfortable. It looks like some of their clothes is like, what's that stick figure wear? Oh, Life is Good. You know the Life is Good? They had like some similar to Life is Good shirts over there. They were kind of nice, like one about camping or something like that. I was actually wearing that shirt earlier. Let's see. AJ says, can you do a gated apartment video sometimes around the 200-ish price range? The small ones you show are nice, but a little small for me. Yeah, AJ, I can surely do that. It's the problem. The problem right now is that the gated communities will not let us in because of, you know, the COVID stuff. They won't let people in and out like they usually do. Like if you ask them if you want, you know, hey, can I walk around to look and see if there's anything for rent in there? Most of the time they'll say yeah, you know, which is kind of surprising. And, you know, now they won't let you in there because of all this stuff. So when I can, I will. My girlfriend's really good at finding those. So, and I know the place to go too. So I can go there and look. They actually had one there for $140 for a 2-bedroom. And it was a nice 2-bedroom too. Let's see. Steve, that is a good point and healthier too, though not easy. Let's see. Chuck555 says, I have 20,000 in a cologne collection, mostly Killian and Roja. I think I'll need to bring it. Yeah, there you go. Apex512 says, hello everybody. How you doing, Apex? Jack Mayhofer says, I think that many people who had health problems that have died here would still be alive if they stayed in the U.S., including Mike Kaysen. I think you're right, man. Unfortunately, I hate to say that, but I think you're right. I had a friend of mine, Mike, that passed away, and he walked out just to go get a burger. He needed a battery for his pacemaker, and he was waiting for the battery to show up, and the hospital was keeping him hooked up or alive or something like that, and he kept telling him he wanted to get a burger, and nobody would run over and get him a burger, so he went, and they told him not to go, and he died in the mall. Right, and they put him in a tricycle and carted him off to the hospital, and it said that he was dead, I guess. So, Jack Mayhoff says Mike was a good guy. Yeah, he was. I kind of feel bad for his girlfriend though, because she's kind of floundering on YouTube, really bad, and it's kind of sad to watch the way she runs that channel now because she runs it horrible. And the stuff that she does on it, she says something about breaking news the other day, and I just happened to go on there like, what's going on? Maybe I'm missing something. And then she's talking something about her friend is coming or something. I was like, seriously? Like, I'm like, that channel is gone. You know, it's sad, but I don't know. Craig Jordan says, Jason Will, Jollibee also owns California-based, let's see, the Tea Leaf. David Osborne, Steve Ricard, I have thyroid condition. Losing weight is very difficult to impossible for me. Let's see, Apex 512, how difficult is it to find a nice quality buffet with tons of fish and vegetables? And what is the price including drink? You know, Apex, I think in the video that I showed today, I don't know if it had all you can eat, okay, but it was a restaurant and it did show all the prices. I believe there is an all you can eat buffet in that place, but I could be wrong. Go in and watch that video, the one in the mall, okay, the first one I posted, and I show all the prices in there. Okay, and you'll see on there. Also, you get to see about the vaccines too, which is kind of interesting. But you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, that might help you a little bit as far as prices and stuff like that. I can go to an all-you-can-eat steak place and for like I think it's like $14. I can eat all the steak I want. So that's pretty good. And all the French fries, all the potatoes, all the corn, all the coleslaw you can eat for $14. Let's see, Tom Pierce says, excellent advice to sit down with the bank beforehand, simple and effective. Yeah, Tom, I'm telling you, it's the best thing I ever did, because that way there you know what you have to do, because they'll explain to you, and let them know to put it on your records and stuff. If you have to, do that long before you leave, because they might ask you for some sort of like notarized statement of that you're going to be out of the country or something like that. Like with me, I had a power of attorney on there, so I had to give them a copy of the power of attorney before they would, and it had to be signed, and so I had to do several signed copies of the power of attorney, so my power of attorney could go in there if I had any banking issues. So just FYI, Michael L says Singapore is nice and English speaking, however it is expensive. Yes, it is. Jersey in the Philippines says, any good ideas to help over here to file a VA claim, American Legion, or is DAV over there? Yes, they are. There are people over here that will help you do that. You can actually ask the VA over here, and they'll give you the list of the people that are doing that. There used to be like 2 or 3. Hopefully they got more people doing it now. Most people don't want to do it because they're retired. But there was 2 or 3 people here, and one of the guys is not the nicest guy in the world. He's actually kind of a jerk. I mean, I'm just being honest. I tell you like it is. I met the guy. I didn't like him. I recommended him to somebody, and he crapped all over the guy, basically. He just did not treat that guy good. And then I told the guy what to do. He filled out all the stuff himself. He ended up getting more than probably what he would have got with the other guy, doing it himself. All he had to do was listen to me in the first place. Because I used to help people with that too. I don't do it anymore because I do all this stuff, and I'm just too, stuck on doing this right now. So I don't do that too much anymore. I mean, I will help people on occasion. I'll give them tips if they need it. So if you need help, you can always ask me. I'll tell you what to do. It's simple. You can do it yourself. It's easy. Steven says, do you need to drink bottled water there? Correct. Avoid ice cubes and lettuce when dining out. Something, I eat salads all the time here, and they wash them. If I go to Kenny Rogers. As far as ice cubes, at the SM Mall here, the ice cubes are all delivered to all the restaurants from the same ice cube machine, and they filter it to make sure people don't get sick there. I think that's why they have ice cubes going out to all the stores at the SM Mall here. They have one ice cube maker. They don't come from the stores. They cover all the places there, I think, because I watched them carting around ice and delivering it to all the different stores there and stuff. So it's kind of interesting. Maybe all of them don't use it, but most of them do. Singapore is nice, clean. Housing is expensive, I heard. Probably a big reason is the limited space, small country. Probably. Steve Ricard says, you say most expats die at 72, and you advise not to come if you are in your 70s. Think of the health risks if you are 62 and 30 pounds overweight. Probably the same. It's more than that, Steve. It really is. That's part of it, because people over here don't take care of their health. There's a lot of drinking, gambling, people getting scammed and stressed because they come over here looking, they want to live that life. And if you choose to live that life, you're probably not going to live that long. It's not a healthy life. A lot of these guys don't exercise. They don't swim. They have swimming pools, but they don't use them. A lot of people come over here with pacemakers and things like that. It's not healthy. Pacemakers and stuff like that. I would tell people not to come over here with a pacemaker, because you're asking for, you're almost inviting an issue to happen. You don't need that, but it's in your 70s, your insurance goes up over here. The hospitals aren't equipped to treat you properly in your 70s, not even really in your 60s sometimes. Depending on the hospital that you choose. If you're gonna come over in your 70s, I tell people live near a hospital, make sure you got plenty of money, and make sure you have good insurance, because you might have to cover the payment and submit the bill to the insurance unless you have Pacific Cross access or something like that. So just FYI. But you're right about the 30 pounds. I agree. I got to lose like 25 or 30 pounds myself. Jack Mayhofer says, did you take Rike's bachelor course? No, I did not. I did a story about that, though. I told people you don't need any damn bachelor course over here. That's craziness. If you need a bachelor course in the Philippines, you got a problem. Seriously. You know, I mean, I don't know. I shake my head every time I hear that. That's like I don't know. That just amazes me. Let's see. U.S. states like California and New York offer a sample of the Philippines through the People, Food, and Business Services. Yeah, they do to a certain extent. Tennessee Travel says Jersey and the Philippines. There is an American Legion and DAV in Angeles City. Yes, there is. Tennessee Traveler. But he was asking about the will they help you with your claims and stuff. There are some people that work in those places that will help you, or they would before. But sometimes they don't have one, and sometimes they do. It's like it depends what day it is. You know, the VA told me here that they're having problems getting people to, you know, volunteer for that job. So, safety monitor. Is that like a hall monitor? I didn't say safety monitor, Jack. I said a school safety officer. Okay. We worked with gang violence. We worked going down to classrooms, pulling kids out, things like that. We work with the office most of the time. We go to court for cases and things like that. We also even direct traffic, you know. Mark, are you from New NJ, Tennessee Traveler? Let's see. Are you from NJ? New Jersey, Tennessee Traveler? Let's see. Okay, good to know. Let's see. I'm trying to read this. Some of these people are talking to each other. It messes me up. So we got 112, 57 thumbs up. Travel Boy says, take the Moderna at the Manila VA like the rest of us. You don't need to have a rating, my friend. Registration is online. It's not Moderna anymore. It's Johnson & Johnson. They're switching over. Moderna's gone. I heard that it's all Johnson & Johnson coming over. Those are the ones that they're having the blood clots with. Let's see. Jack Mayhofer, the Sinovac is only 44% effective. They're actually doing the Sinovac right now. That's what they're doing at the mall here. Sinovac. Tom Pear, ha ha ha. So you are still doing mentor work and counseling work, but for us now. Yeah, kind of. It's actually, you know, I must say this, that job probably helped me more in my life than any other job that I ever had was being a mentor. Because it's helped me help other people. And you know, yeah, part of it's helping you guys too, Tom. I actually do enjoy helping you guys. It's actually a pleasure to help you guys. And when I used to help veterans and stuff like that, and I still help veterans today, you know, on here, it's one of my biggest pleasures in life, you know. And yeah, I get paid from AdSense. You know, I make about a little bit over $1,000 per month, and we don't take, like I said, we never take any of the Patreons or any of that stuff or super chats or anything. You know, what I make is enough for me over here because I enjoy it. And like tonight, I'm enjoying this just as much as you guys probably are. I hope you enjoy it anyway, you know. But yeah, and you know, like I'll talk. And here's another thing, guys. We got 106 people on here, and I tell people if you guys ever have a problem and you need to talk to me about something that is in regards to the Philippines, and you need to talk to me, you can always email me and ask me for my phone number, and feel free to call me, and I will talk to you, you know, and answer your questions. I sometimes stay on the phone for 2 hours with some people, you know, and you just email me first, ask me for my phone number. But I try to resolve it through emails first, unless it's something I can't, you know, or in the comment section. You know, if you have like a big long question or you need to chat to me because you got a lot of questions, then yeah, I'll gladly take phone calls. You know, just ask me for it. Steven5975 @yahoo.com, and I'll do it. You know. Let's see. Lincoln Dodson says 3 thumbs down. I would love to know who the idiots are. I don't get it. You know, Lincoln, we have a few people out there that do that. I don't know what it's for, you know, and I don't know what it's about. I guess it's to keep me humble or something. I don't know. You know, I always get I've got some videos that I thought were great videos, and they got a lot of thumbs up. They got 300 and something thumbs up or whatever. And then I get like 15 or 19 thumbs down or something like that. And it's like, you know, who are these people that are doing this and why? You know, I question myself about that sometimes too. You know, there's just some people out there that your personality doesn't fit their bill or something. I don't know what it is. Mark Iron says, hi Mike, watching from the UK. Many thanks for your videos. Let's see. I'm actually Steve, not Mike. But that's okay. Tom Pear, Tennessee traveler, are you living in the Philippines? Jack Mayhoff says Steve Richard is probably built like Pee Wee Herman. Let's see. Stephen Kasiak, 8,000 a month. Yes. Yeah, there's people over here that have retired on that. They were working for the state or something like that, and they were way up there, like political hacks or something, probably. But yeah, I've had people call me. I had a guy that was a policeman, and he was getting like 7 or 8,000 with all his different stuff. He stays single all his life. He was getting somewhere around there too. He worked like 30 years or something like that, 30, 35 years in the police department, and he saved, I think, half of what he made, and he worked tons of overtime. And he had a large amount of money that he had saved in cash too. So the guy did pretty good. I wish I could have retired like that, man. That's, you know what it is when you go through a divorce or something like that. That's what takes all your money away. Let's see. We got 107, 68 people here. American Legion, DAV, AMVETS, VFW, all useless in helping with my VA claim. That's pretty much true, man. I don't find much help from them. Let's see. Jersey in the Philippines. Nice. Steve's a freaking guru. He's the man. You're the man, Steve. Thanks, Jersey in the Philippines. Mark says, okay, Egg Harbor, about 1.5 down the Parkway. We've got somebody doing a conversation here. It's throwing me off a little bit. It's okay, though. Let's see. Francisco Fletes says, I sent 10,000 US dollars for my SRRV, and the USAA flagged it for a couple of days. I sent another 10K to buy a car. It was a hassle, but not illegal. Yes, that happens, man. Sometimes when you're sending money and stuff like that, it gets held up for one reason or another. When you're sending money, man, for your SRRV, let me just tell you this. Make sure that everything on there, your address and your name and everything is correct the way it should be on your passport or whatever. Because when you go to the bank, they're going to say, well, the name is different. If your name's reversed or anything in any way, like your first name and your middle name, it messes them up at the BDO bank when they do the security account for you. So just be careful of that, guys, if you do a SRRV retirement thing, visa. Robert Wolf, how do I get my silver and gold into the PI? That is the big question. You wear it on your arm. You wear a bracelet. They actually sell these 1-ounce bracelets you can wear, Robert. But you still can't take in more than 10,000 at a time. But you can wear that. It's a piece of jewelry, man. But you can get 1-ounce bracelets. You can find them online in some of the sites that sell gold and silver. I've seen them. They're nice. Jack Mayhofer, stick figure, you mean Steve Ricard? Let's see. JITP, how is it going for you in the Philippines? What town do you live in? I got another conversation going here. Steve Ricard, a person who doesn't realize being overweight affects your health, particularly in the Philippines. Let's see. We got like a active big conversation going here. Talking about eating better. Let's see. 1 million says Philippines and the rest of the world now talking about segregation on vaxxers and non-vaxxers. We're getting to the pointy end of this situation. Put on your seatbelts, people. I haven't heard about segregation from the vaxxers and the non-vaxxers, except for the fact that I have a friend of mine, and he doesn't believe in the vaccines, and I'm kind of that way too, and they make him wear a mask at work, which is kind of segregating you out, like, as for your political affiliations kind of too. And I think that's illegal, and eventually that's going to stop. Because if that goes to the Supreme Court, they're going to throw that out really quick. And a lot of people might win a lawsuit on that. I think it'd be a class action, though. But the chances of it happening are pretty slim, because most judges would see that as a huge problem in the U.S. that could cause some big issues. And that's just my thoughts on that. Jersey in the Philippines. Mark, I've noticed the country eats meat, rice, and bread. Let's see. Cabalan is an all-you-can-eat buffet, Francisco Fletes says. So that was the place that I went by then. Was that the name of it? Because I can't remember the name. I think it was. That was the one that I showed the sign there, I think. If I'm correct. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. Can't remember. Mark Iron says, sorry, Steve. Apologies for getting your name wrong. But once again, many thanks for all your videos. Thanks, Mark. Stephen N., you're always making videos. Don't you ever go on vacation there? Or just traveling around the Philippines? Yeah, I do. And then I video it too. I actually do videos when I'm on vacation. That's actually some of my best videos have been from some of the vacation spots. Actually, when we went to this, when we went to the scam resort there, they closed it down soon after when I showed that video. And I had heard from somebody that one of the mayors was watching it and mentioned it to the governor. And I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I heard. So if that's true, that video might have closed down the scam resorts. That's kind of interesting, you know. It's that video got, you know, not a lot of hits, but quite a lot. It got a lot of comments. But it was just strange that it closed down right after that, you know. Let's see, what bank do you use, he says, to accept overseas payments? What bank do you use to do the accept overseas? I'm not sure what you mean, Mark. Most of the banks over here will accept. You can transfer from, like, your credit union, your bank in the States over here. It's easy. You just type in all the information. It's simple to do. If that's what you're asking, I'm not sure. Leonard Marlin, in 2012, I used Western Union for 6 years. When they came down on me because I was sending $5,000 a month to build our house, then they cut me off and had to go Remitly. Had to show my income. Yeah, Western Union, some of those places can get kind of funny when you're sending large amounts. That's why I was talking about the guy that was, you know, he was sending large sums over here and he had problems. But then he talked to Western Union and he was able to get it to go through. Because the guy was making $7,000 or $8,000 a month. Now, what he's spending that on over here, God only knows, because I don't even know how you could spend, you know, $7,000 or $8,000 a month over here. It's pretty hard, you know. I mean, wow. Let's see. Jersey in the Philippines says, I've got hypothyroidism too. Living in the province away from yummy restaurants will keep my weight down for sure. Tom Pear says, somebody go wake up John Wales. He is missing this. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Cons 2911. I like Vikings for buffet. I heard they're pretty good. I think it's less than $20. They have crabs often. Craig Jordan, he's talking about something about the vaccines. Dickie Spaz says, hey Steve, what's up, amigo? 117 Fahrenheit in Phoenix. Yesterday, no humidity, just pure heat. That sounds like an oven to me, you know. And then Cons 2911 says, Dickie, 117. Damn, I don't even like it when it's 90. I can't even imagine 117. But I've been out in the desert before. I know it's hot out there. You know, Tennessee Traveler says, Jersey in the Philippines. I have thyroid issues. Don't know if hypo or hyper, LOL. But I haven't had to have a prescription for my meds since I've been there. Just walking, telling them, and you're good. Let's see, Craig, 109 in Sacramento. Marco Harris says it was 91 in Chicago. USA to Philippines. Steve, good evening to you there from New Jersey. How's it going? It's Mike. How you doing, Mike? We're going to be calling this a night, probably in about 7 minutes, guys. So just FYI. Are there metal detectors in most USA schools? No, not in most. Some. We had metal detectors on some offices, but not on all. So, yeah, most schools don't have it. The high school, I think they did most of the kids there. But I'm not sure, because I wasn't over at the high school, but I know they had metal detectors over there more than other schools. The schools I worked at, we never checked anybody. Michael Lee says, I'm the one that is young and will travel. Common sense and where you are going. I feel there are too many stupid people. Sometimes there are, man. Let me tell you. I run into a lot of them here sometimes. And those are the ones that suffer the most and the hardest over here, are the ones that don't have a good head on their shoulders. Michael L. says, you give better advice in your videos. than what the D crowd charges for. Yeah, the Doomageddon guys, man, I can't understand. Is that what you're talking about? I think the D crowd. But yeah, I don't charge anybody, man. Mike, so if like anybody ever needs advice, you can just tell them to contact me. I'll talk to them. If I'm not busy that day, I'll talk to anybody on the phone. I've actually had a couple of people sent to me that my number was handed around amongst a few expats planning on coming here, and the guy gave my number out, and I got a few calls from that, and I don't mind that. It doesn't bother me, like people want to call and get information as long as they don't call me in the middle of the night. Bloomberg is reporting AstraZeneca vaccine inbound to the Philippines after being delayed. That's good. Let's see, Michael L., you get better advice for free than what others charge for. you know, I tell people this, Mike, okay? I do get paid, okay? I get paid by AdSense when you guys watch my ads. And I ask people, if you can do one thing for me, just watch my ads. And that helps me more than anything else and gets me paid. And as long as I'm getting that money from AdSense in the amounts that I'm getting it, I will not put on Patreon or anything like that. So I mean, that helps me. And it helps me in a big way, and I can help you in a big way. And it just, I mean, how much longer does it take to watch an ad? And I know there's a lot of ads on there because I post them with a lot of ads because that helps me, but I also help you. So I mean, if you can watch the ads, that's great. It helps me. And then I can, I do get paid. So that's why I don't mind talking to people for free, So just to let people know that, because I think it helps people understand the way the channel works. Because I do want to keep Patreon and Super Chats out of it, Brooke Snyder says, when I get to Tracy, we are taking you and the family out for a meal. Kenny Rogers, okay? Yeah, that's sure. Brooke, I'll meet up with you. You'll be right in town here. We'll probably start hanging out. We got to actually have another expat around here. His name's Mike. He's a nice guy too. I'll hook you up with some expats around here. We'll have like probably about 4 or 5 people here that are coming here that you can meet up with too. That are definitely coming here too. See, Teddy Moeller says true saving up is important, but also remember to live a little. That's right. You got to live a little. Willie White gives me the thumbs up. Mike in Ohio. You need 2K USD because of the foreign exchange getting discounted and good info for the nubs. Great job, Steve. Thanks, Mike. That's true, man. You need at least 2K to live over here, to live good. You can live cheaper, but you won't be living here long, because it'll catch up with you after a while. You might get 5 or 10 years out of that, if it's a fixed income. JC Watts, I had to get a new notebook because of you. Ha, ha, ha. Let's see. Jason Will, in California, lots of people with over 100K pensions, teachers, state workers. Yeah, I heard, man. They're going to live like kings if they leave California, but living in California kills them. It's the same in Massachusetts, though, Jason. Cons 2911, I think face shield is not required anymore. Hope it stays that way. The face shield is still required here in the malls and in places where there's a lot of people. But no, it's not. You don't need it on the street anymore. JP Fitzgerald, always great info. Thank you. Thanks, JP. Red Sea, look at it this way. You can't please them all. No, you can't. Let's see. We've got 102, 73 thumbs up. Cons 2911. If you're talking about no shields in the Philippines, that's not true. Duterte mentioned it, but it was shot down by the IATF. Shields are still required. No, that's not true, Tennessee Traveler. We were told the other day that we don't need shields outside anymore. So we don't need shields outside. They took down all the signs. So that's not totally true. I mean, maybe in some places it is, but I know in our province that's not true. So it's, but yeah, if you go to the mall or something, you need the shields. That's true. Willie White says, we used to buy bot chains there. You can buy good gold, man. If you guys are talking about gold and stuff like that, you can get them at the pawn shops here, and you can get some good gold there, and they check it. Sinfuls says, good evening, Steve. How you doing, Sinfuls? We're about ready to go off. Well, you're coming on, I think. USA to Philippines live. I'm looking forward to vlogging from the Philippines. Yeah, you can do well here. If you need some tips, man, when you upload your videos, always where it shows like the magic wand when you upload, make sure you put pop, and it'll make your colors pop more. If you notice, my videos are very colorful because I put pop. That helps a lot. That's the best advice I'll give you. I can help you with some other stuff too, though, if you're interested. See, cons 2911 at Tennessee. Really, what the hell? Side note: How do I tag people easily? I have to type manually. I'm using iPad. I'm not sure. I don't know what he's talking about. I use Zoom to send money. Never a problem. Prairie Mark says, "Do you like house lizards, Steve?" No, I don't. But I live with probably one or two every once in a while, but I try to keep them out of the house if I can. Because we don't have that much problems with insects because I put the door sweeps. Put door sweeps on your door and put the you can go to like the Japanese stores or those dollar stores and get the things to line your door at the foam, okay? And it keeps bugs out too, but it also keeps your cold air going out from your AC, Mark. But put the door sweep on, man. That's the best thing that you'll ever do. You'll thank me for that one. Because you won't get any lizards coming in your house, that way. And if you put the foam around your door, you won't either. And keep your windows shut. After about 3 months, you'll start seeing your insects start disappearing and your lizards. Tennessee Travelers, just don't leave the door open. Tennessee Traveler says, I'm on a laptop. Type the @ followed by their name. It pops up, then click and type. Oh, he's giving them information. House geckos are more scared of you than you are of them. It's just like the ants. You just let them do their thing. Yeah, they're not that bad. Let's see if Eric. I'm almost done here, so this is getting good. So we can end right on time. Eric, I'll answer everybody else's question here. Eric Bone says, if you are renting a plush condo in Makati, that's $3,000 a month alone. So you can certainly spend it with nice restaurants. You know something? You can rent in Trump Tower a studio for about $1,000 a month. I found that out online. I was looking up there because I figured, okay, Trump Tower is going to be the most expensive. At least I thought so. But I know there's other ones like 3-bedroom condos and stuff like that. That's probably what you're talking about for the $3,000 a month, I would imagine. But for like a 1 or 2 bedroom or 3-bedroom in Trump Tower, I'm not sure what they charge. But just interesting. You can get a studio, 1 bedroom for less than $1,500, I think. You can look that up online. Look for Trump Tower rentals in Manila. I didn't believe it at first until I looked it up myself for a studio. Craig Jordan says many U.S. bank branches have a Philippine sister branch. Yeah, but you have to have an international account, Craig. That's the only way that works. You can't just go from one bank to the other and think that you can pull money out from the United States. It doesn't work that way. So, Doug, so crazy that Duma Crew is charging. So crazy that the Duma Crew is charging people for advice. Let's see. Sinfuls. I soon to be an expat in the area of Salang. Salang's near me, Sinfuls. That's not too far away. Let's see. Jersey says I use Remitly. I got more things popping up here now. So, I'll try to answer a few more. We'll stay on a few more minutes extra tonight. Mark O'Hare, has anyone here gone through the RA 9222 citizenship reacquisition process for a spouse born in the Philippines but now is a citizen? If so, can they message me? Yeah, if anybody on here knows about that, just message this Mark here. I don't know anything about that, Mark. Otherwise, I'd help you with it. USA to Philippines life. Nobody notices the lizards in the house out there, but I do. Yeah, same here. I notice them too because they crap on the wall. Cons 2911. Wait, who is charging for advice? Most of them are. I'm not going to mention their names. I have no beef with them, for doing that. If that's their thing, there's a few people that charge for advice, and they should be doing it for free because these are the guys that are their subscribers. There's not many people. I get about 4 to 7 calls a day sometimes. Sometimes I get 2 calls a day. I get tons of emails. I have to answer all my emails tomorrow. So if any of you guys have sent me emails and I haven't answered you today, it's because I've been busy. Let's see. Tom Pierce says, thank you for the work you put into the show. Good night. Time for me to go ride my old Harley. There you go, Tom. My dad used to have a 1941 Indian. But have fun, man. Take care. Don't forget next Saturday too, Tom. And I might do one on Friday and Saturday. I'm not sure, or we might do a Wednesday one this week. I'm not sure yet, but we are going to do another one this week. Just keep your eyes out. It'll be at 10 o'clock at night too. Mark O'Hare, my email, eMark O'Hare. I use Gmail. Okay, so he's giving his information. Zane Underwood. Hey, Steve, getting to the stream late, but I just want to say thanks, man. I dig listening to you and watching your videos. I hope to buy you a steak so thick and big you can't finish it someday. Thanks, Zane. I appreciate that, man. Brooks Knight says, night, Steve-O. Thanks for all you do. Thanks, Brooke. Thanks for coming on, man. I'll do that video this week for you, Brooke. I'm going to try to anyway, okay? As long as there's no heavy rain or anything. But I'm going to end up ending this anyway because we got a lot of, well, not too many, but we got mostly just lizard talk. And JC Watt says, have a wonderful night. Send him prayers. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. But listen, be sure to be on here next week, guys. And God bless, guys, and take care. We will have, I'm going to try to do an extra live stream next week sometime. Maybe either Wednesday or Friday. So definitely on Saturday for sure. Every Saturday we do this. Okay, we do it at 10 p.m. Manila time, and if we do the one on Wednesday or Friday, it'll be at 10 p.m. Manila time. But those ones are kind of tentative, you know. But I'm gonna try to do like a Wednesday one, a Friday one, and a Saturday one this coming week. But Saturdays is we always do it no matter what. So if you come on a Wednesday or a Friday and I'm not on there for some reason, you know, just come on Saturday. I'll be on there for sure. Okay, but anyway, guys, God bless. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate everybody coming on here tonight. Okay, guys, God bless. Take care.